Sources revealed that everyone was shocked when Pheladi did not show up for the reunion shooting of the Mummy Club. Hello, Mzansi, it's a Gossip Girl. So I saw an article a couple of days ago from City Press. So I was browsing on TikTok and I bumped into Pheladi's video and she responded to most of the comments. So this person asked her this question. This reunion was your opportunity to clarify things on your side. The fact that you pulled a no-show is making you look like you lack accountability. As a supporter of yours, I'm extremely disappointed. Even if they bullied you at the reunion, I would have saluted you for showing up and standing on business. And then Pheladi responded by saying, I wish I could let you in on production, but I can't. I'm bounded by production. I do not fault you. If I were to distance myself and be a third party watching it, it would be distasteful. Find it. I don't blame the audience. There was a certain narrative pushed and it was a success. And I'm not going to self-sabotage that I'm not protected. You guys don't see behind the scenes. And then Mtswale said, even if Showmax did you wrong, you should have come and exposed them so you clear your name. Pheladi responded by saying, you can't fight production, my love. I was hoping to see you on the Mummy Club reunion. God said no. Discernment. I have detached from the show anyway. May God bless my cast. Sometimes there you have it from the horse's mouth. Pheladi did confirm she did not show up for the reunion, a Mummy Club. So I take it that maybe this coming Saturday, there'll be an episode because they only shot 11 episodes. So I get, reality shows needs to be 13. So I guess maybe there'll be part 1 and part 2. So now I sort of agree with what I stand with Pheladi. In actual fact, let me put it blank statement. I stand with Pheladi in terms of her protecting her mental health. And, if it makes her to sleep well at night, so be it. If it brings her peace, so be it. F the viewers, F everyone's opinions and the money if it's going to come at a cost of her mental health. So it's not worth it. She must protect her peace and what makes her happy. So, Zanzi, and I agree with the responses that Pheladi shared on TikTok about sabotage, about fighting production, and what we do not see behind the scenes. Guys, that episode, episode 5, 6, 7, or 8, somewhere there, I cannot recall which episode, but I remember it was 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere there, when Mrs. J had her first official fight with Pheladi. I'm sorry, with Pheladi, her first fight. So that title, that episode, it was titled Mugwantiwa Pitoria. Before we even saw the scene, the title Showmax. One of this is just self-sabotage. You cannot say such a title about about a person, a mother. Mummy Club is about mummies. So anyway, let's not get into the rivalry of Miss J and Pheladi. Now I'm talking about production. I'm talking about self-sabotage. And I noticed on Lady Diary session, they would always focus on Pheladi. Even though sometimes she would not even give the response, they would focus on her. And then when it was the time, ya Noksie, they wouldn't show it most of the time. Sometimes I didn't want to dwell too much on the dynamics of what happened. We all saw the 11 episodes. Another attention that I want to bring to the table is the production. When I started to see what production is being unfair, it's being biased, it's taking sides. You remember when Miss J invited the ladies for a getaway? I do not remember the place name. But when she invited them there and then Abarakela the gifty and then she told them, no, put on these pajamas and so forth. So Noksie, Rosette and Miss J, they decided to wear the PJs. They were having fun. It was lovely until that heated argument. And then that's when Vui and Pheladi stood up. Miss Sunday sat down, Barana big bone. Ukamole kamana stand plague. Sharp. So here's the point that I'm bringing. I'm landing. Pheladi, Le Vui, and Miss Sunday, Le Rosette were the only 4 ladies that did the diary. But Noksie, Le Miss J, we never saw their diaries. And on that trip, a lot happened with that scene before Vui and Pheladi stood up. A lot happened. But we saw the diary ya Pheladi, ya Vui, ya Miss Sunday, ya Rosette. We never saw diary ya Miss J, ya Noksie. The evening when Her Majesty came, Her Majesty came the following day in the morning. Still, during the day, I think they went for an outdoor activity. I think they were on their quad bikes or something like that. Ne? Yeah, on their quad bikes or something. Or hitchhiking, somewhere along those lines. Yeah. I never saw Diary because there it was happy times. So Rosette was not present. Rosette had to go for a business meeting or attend to wherever. But they were all sharing, they did the diary session, Chabona telling us, oh no, they had fun, it was lovely, no fighting, don't. I never saw Diary ya Noksie. I was like, what is happening? Why can't we see Noxie's side? Because Mzansi, when they call you to, like they shoot, ne? And then they sit them down and then they all ask them the same question. Not particularly the same, but the producers, they ask them the questions. Ne? Na azanga kabana reaction na Noxie. Even though maybe in the diary she did not give much, but most of the time, even if it's giving crickets, they'll play that sound. The editors, they'll play that sound and maybe they'll tell us, or nope, she did not say anything. Like we just see with her reaction. Sharp after that trip that Miss J organized, and then there was that final dinner that Vuyi did. She invited all of the ladies. Rosette did not come. Noksie did not come. Miss J did not come. Even though they ended that trip on a good note, everyone was happy. But again, you remember Pheladi and I had left. So everyone was in a good space. You remember the last episode, maybe episode 10. No, I think it was episode 10 or episode 11. I can't recall. Pheladi, no, not Pheladi, Miss J was having, Natsuki chicken madlos, for lack of a better word. So they ended up on a good note. She was like, no, guys, hey, Ntontoni, hey, thank you for being there with me. I appreciate you, Ntontoni, and whatnot. They went back to their lives. And then we invited them for dinner. They did not show up. What about their diaries? What about their diaries? Because they did not show up. They did not apologize. They did not say anything. What about their diaries? So during the production shoot, like Bali 3, like how can it be such a coincidence, Mzansi? Sharp, if let's say Noksie is busy with something, I can understand. Maybe she could not come and shoot. But it's such a coincidence that all three of them, Rosette couldn't show up, even though she's a friend of the show. And Miss J, like she couldn't do the thingy and tell us, oh no, I couldn't come to the dinner. I was like, aye, guys. Now that's how I see it. I feel the people that were editing that, it was self-sabotage for Pheladi. Just watch the scenes carefully without emotions. And I understand, Msanse. I really, really do understand that the first few episodes of this season, Noksie was misunderstood, and then tables turned. There was miscommunication and misunderstanding again between Miss J and thingy and Pheladi, and it dragged. It became this whole thing. Like it got ugly. It was never ending. So I can't wait for the reunion. I just want to see what's going to happen.